This is Swim, Success with Music. Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Walt, and this is Success with Music. I am your music coach, your 2 cups a day coffee drinker, your, should have went to bed on time, sleep seeker. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm becoming immune to caffeine. All right, y'all, let's get it today. I'm going to have some energy. You hear me? Listen, this is Success with Music. This is a podcast for musicians. I appreciate everyone who tunes in every week. Musicians, music students, beat makers, singers, songwriters. Hey, I appreciate the love. I thank you guys for tuning in literally all over the world. I encourage you to continue to listen to the show. Make sure you share the show. That helps us keep things going here. All right, before we get started today, I want to bring you some music from Hannah Ledwidge. Hannah is a phenomenal, multi-talented musician. She is over there in Europe. She's in the UK specifically. Listen, Hannah can do just about everything, right? So she's an instrumentalist. She plays drums, keyboard, guitar. Hannah Ledwidge from Adlib Music. Check her out. Support her. She's out there on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Adlib Music Free. Again, that's Adlib Music Free. You can also check her out on her website. That's adlib-music.com. Yo, check her out. And remember, if you want your music featured on the show, make sure you send an email to ask@successwithmusic.com. This can be you. So make sure you get that feature here, man. So I want to talk about something that a lot of you want to know a lot about. I've done a whole bunch of music stuff throughout my life. Today, I'd like to share a few places, just a few, where I've earned a few bucks creating, playing, and selling music. All right, so that will be our topic today. I'm going to just share with you a few places where I've earned money with music. And these places, by the way, I believe they're very obtainable for you as the average musician, as the average listener. And that's really what this program is all about, helping the average musician earn above average income and tap into knowledge that will help you become more successful. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. In light or in honor of us talking about ways to make money with music, I'd like to share 3 unconventional, non-music related ways people are making that money. Let me give you the first one here. Apparently, you can get paid for jellyfish. And no, I did not mean to say catfishing. That's just mean. But yeah, people who raise and subsequently sell jellyfish are making that paper. It's a crazy industry, but apparently that is a thing out there. I'm not sure what you do with a jellyfish when you buy it. I don't know. But again, people are pretty innovative, and there's a market out there to sell jellyfish. So if you're about that jellyfish life, maybe you can make some money there if the music thing doesn't work out. Quick question though, what is the opposite of a jellyfish? Peanut butter fish? Okay, all right, back to the list here. The second thing that you can do to make some extra money is be a poo collector. And no, not Winnie the Pooh. I mean real poo. Real poo. Yeah, it just got real, huh? Actually, I heard about this one in my city here, and this is a real one. I'm not making jokes. There are well-to-do people out there who are willing to pay someone to come to their backyard and to clean up poo from Fido. Yep, clean up poo from their dogs. There are businesses popping up all around that specializes in cleaning up and disposing dog poop. And here's the thing. I'm not even trying to knock the hustle of people who are doing this. I'm just trying to figure out the dog owners. What are they doing? Why even buy a dog if you're not willing to clean up after it? I mean, handle your business when your dog does its business. Okay. Anyways, let's go on to the number 3 way, not the number 2. Let's go on to the number 3 way that you can make money, get your side hustle on. If you don't mind the cold and have a chainsaw and some Michelangelo skills, you can be one of those party ice sculptors. The guys you see like in those movies at those exclusive parties at night where they have the green lasers. Yeah, I'm not sure if you've seen these types of things here, but I've seen this on TV a few times. They make these, huge like swan sculptures, things for weddings. The crazy part is I hear that these guys get paid anywhere from like $400 on up per sculpture. So, yeah, man, if you can go out there and make these cool creations. All right. My joke sucked. That's okay. But you laughed. Okay. You smiled. Maybe no. Okay. Let's just move on. All right, let's get on to our main topic for today. The things I mentioned to you just a second ago, again, they are real, but they may not be the ideal way of getting your side hustle on or just making money to support your lifestyle or your band or your music dreams or that type of thing. So I'd like to talk about 4 things I've done over the years with my music talent and know-how. And who knows, maybe these are things that you can do as well to help you generate some actual revenue, some real money for, in exchange for your talents. All right, so I'm going to blast through this list pretty fast, but I hope that you'll hear an idea that you can use to go from amateur to pro, non-paid music person to a paid music person. Now, before I get into my list, understand that there are some finer details that I can't cover in, a short podcast. So just be aware of that. All right. So, don't write me some hate mail about giving you the high level view here, but hopefully I'll give you enough to get you going in the right direction. I've seen these things and done these things firsthand, so I'm not telling you something that I heard from someone else. I've done these things in cash checks and took credit card payments, cash. All right, you get the point. Okay, so here's number 1. I wrote and I produced music for artists. But here's the key. I did this for aspiring artists. I've always been pretty proficient at putting songs together, whether it be, lyrics, beats, concepts, maybe a song structure, melody. I've been pretty good at programming and editing, playing. These are things I'm just proficient at. The problem, however, is when I came across other musicians like singers, instrumentalists, I always assumed, for whatever reason, that these people were creators just like me. But I've come across a lot of musicians, and nothing against them, you may be one of them, who were more on the performance side. They would take an idea and actually be able to perform it, but that idea would have to be provided for them. Now, as I got this through my thick skull over time, I learned the lesson that I was able to provide my writing and my production expertise for those who needed help developing music for their specific vocal range, their vocal style, personality, you name it. Now, here are some things that I've done that I did for these musicians. I helped create demos for, them creating their first song, or maybe for them shopping themselves to a record label. I've been paid to take the lyrics that someone else have put together and create music around those lyrics. I've even participated in creating an original love song, like for a wedding. Hint, this idea actually pays well. The things that I just mentioned are things that I did for people right here in my city. When I first started off on this particular topic, I mentioned aspiring artists, or with the wedding thing, maybe small clientele. I wasn't out there making songs for Billboard, top Billboard artists, that type of thing. Yeah, I think we all would love to do that. I'm talking about helping out that artist in your city, that band in your city, help maybe writing a song for a couple who's getting married. We're just talking about small stuff here, but those things actually pay. All right. So that's one idea for you. Create songs, help people out with songs locally. The point is you do have to be good at it. But if you're pretty proficient at it, you can actually command a few $100 just for using your musical talent. All right. Next thing. Perform at an event. Now, this one may be kind of an obvious one, but usually when I talk about perform at an event, most people think about concerts and huge venues and things like that. So let's take a step back here. If you're a DJ, vocalist, rapper, instrumentalist, you actually stand a chance at making money during live performances. But again, we're not talking about packing out an arena or a stadium in your city. I'm talking about you being able to, let's say, perform at a business conference. I've done this before. Perform for a community event. Perform at church services. If you're not too crazy and way out there with inappropriate lyrics. This is going to be a crazy one. You may not see this one coming. Perform at funerals. You didn't think of that, did you? Weddings. I kind of alluded to that with creating maybe a music track for someone who's getting married, but you can be that wedding singer, turning up and, doing your thing. It pays. I've opened up in terms of music for motivational speakers at conferences. And I mean, the list goes on. The point is, I'm actually pointing you to non-musical events. These are places you can actually make a few bucks. And the thing is, the event hosts are more likely to have you come in and do your music because you are kind of like this extra special feature. Right. But if you're trying to open up for some huge act that's coming into town, and let's say it's a musician or a band, you're going to have a hard time to, open up for a huge national act. But if you get involved with something where you don't have music competition, guess what? You have a venue. And here's the thing. In these places I mentioned, you may be able to come in and sell some merchandise. You may be able to push and plug your other songs or what have you. And that would be appropriate, maybe not at weddings and funerals. Amen. All right. Let's go to number 3. I created a lot of music for my indie artists over the years. I ended up taking one of her tracks that I really, really believed in, and I had it licensed with a global fashion network. Now, it took a few calls and it took a lot of, knocking on doors, but music that was just kind of sitting around on my computer, I was able to get that exchange for a pretty big check. And when I say licensed, that basically means that someone will borrow your music. In my case, this was a global cable network. They played my song behind various scenes on their roster of channels. Here's the thing. I still own the song. That's what licensing is all about. You let people borrow it, but you still own the material. So that means while the song was playing, let's say on cable or on this fashion network, it can still be sold online or listened to in other places, and I control the full rights for the song. Now, I don't want to mislead you in this one here. The music licensing world is a extremely competitive place. That's because there's a lot of money to be made in this place, in this area, and there's a lot of visibility. So if you wind up getting your music onto some major platform like a TV show or what have you, that's a lot. That's a lot of credibility that you can build, and you can, of course, roll that into sales of, your downloads or what have you. It's a lot of work. But here's the thing. If you want to get into this area and look seriously into it, one of the things that I'm going to send you off to do as your homework today is look into finding out about people who are called music supervisors. One more time, music supervisors. These are people who are in charge of licensing or borrowing music in exchange for cash. So these are folks you want to learn about and get some information